Hi, my name is Wing Liang, the ARAGON watch designer, and welcome to our ARAGON watch review. We are going to talk about something, this is the first time for the ARAGON brand. It's using the Seagull 3600 mechanical movement. For some of you watch enthusiasts, watch collectors with a lot of knowledge in the watches, you know this is the identical clone to the Unitas 6497. And I want to share with everybody, the Seagull 3600 is very, very reliable. We rarely see any problem with this movement. It's a workhorse, I like to say that. And another thing is, what I like about it is it has 17 joules with 21,600 vibration per hour. Now, while we're talking about this, a lot of people will be like, what is a mechanical movement? And what's the difference between a mechanical and a mechanical automatic? So mechanical movement, you have to manually wind the crown daily or whenever the energy runs out, the power runs out, I should say. Versus the automatic movement is there's a rotor in the back. It will power itself or energize itself while you're wearing your watch, where the rotor winds either directions to charge your energy to the mainspring. I like mechanical movement. I also like both. It's just because if you enjoy wearing a watch, the traditional mechanical movement, you will love, whether it's hand winding by the crown or an automatic. I just love to set the time, play with the date or the chronograph every day. It doesn't bother me. So this is a big collection. This collection here is called the ARAGON Caprice Pilot Mechanical and the ARAGON Caprice Pilot Mechanical Skeleton. The difference between the two is the skeleton is skeletonized everywhere, everything from top plate to the bottom plate, and then we also make some engraving to the movement. And we also have two sizes. It's 44 millimeter and 48 millimeter. And let's just begin with, I would like to introduce you to all the colors. We're gonna do it slowly because it's a big collection. Now, another thing I wanna mention is, in case I missed it earlier, the power reserve for the mechanical Seagull 3600 is I would say between 45 to 48. And another question a lot of people are gonna ask, like, if you're not familiar with this movement, a lot of people will be like, how do I wind this? When do I stop manually wind it? So you wind it clockwise by the crown at the 3 o'clock position. You wind it, and then you manually wind it until it gets tight. I mean, you don't have to worry about how many revolutions you have to wind because it really depends how far you turn it. Some people might wind it. So as long as you wind it until it gets tight, and once it's tight, you do not over wind it or force to wind it. Because if you do, you're gonna break some of the gears and the wheels, and eventually it's gonna break the movement in this mainspring. And I'll show it to you, what it looks like. So let's begin. Like I said, it's a big collection. I'm gonna introduce you to the regular mechanical movement first. So let's come in. We have two sizes, 44 and 48. I'm gonna flip the watch so you can see it is a beautiful movement. It's a workhorse. It's so beautifully decorated, and it's just doesn't look like an inexpensive or less quality than any watches that you spend thousands and thousands of dollars. So where you can see here's the mainspring. That's where you store your energy. When we get to the skeleton, I can show it to you what the mainspring looks like. The balance wheel, the bottom plate, with all the blue screws, and it's 17 joule. This movement is usually when people learn to repair or learn about mechanical movements, they'll start working with this because it's such a simple, well-designed movement. It's easy to disassemble and assemble, okay? So this is the 44 millimeter, and we like to call this color the sand color. We've done this sand color the third time. It's beautiful in person. And let me say this. You might see the colors differently on your monitors or your cell phone because Seeing them in person is different than seeing them in your cell phone or your monitors, okay? So this is the sand sunray color. Well, you can see these are all luminous material on the hands and the R index. And the now clock position, you have your small second hand, okay? Very, very cool. Now, let's come to the middle one. Is the abalone, 44 millimeter and the 48 millimeter with the light gray leather strap. Hand stitching on the side, make it clean and simple. Now over here is what we call the black mother of pearl. I don't know if you're able to see them. This mother of pearl and the abalone is full of colors. It feels like you're swimming in the sea. We are using the top grade mother of pearl and the abalone to make this watch, okay? You're gonna love it, and we've always used the best material, okay? This watch is solid, you will love it. I can't explain to you how much you will enjoy the mechanical movement. You will look at the back of the watch, through the exhibition case bag. You will appreciate the watch making. You will appreciate the decoration of the bottom plate of the watch, this movement. The size of this movement, okay, something I never talk about is this is approximately 36.6 millimeter in diameter, okay? Usually an automatic movement, it can be very small, of course. They're around 25 millimeter in diameter. So you can see this movement is much, much bigger. Now, let's move up to the next. It's still called the ARAGON Caprice Pilot Mechanical. This is the skeleton version. Now, 44 and 48 millimeter. And in case you're wondering, oh, wow, the movement is black color. These are all plated individually. And you can see all the decoration on the top plate, where you can see the fully skeletonized movement. And these are still mechanical. Look at this. Okay? There's a difference between the regular mechanical version and this is the skeleton has the chapter ring, and each one of the R index, we cut out the position where you can see the depth of the dial. Okay, so very, very nicely done. So for the green, I would say the metallic green and the metallic red, okay, they're both IP black movement. I know it's going to be a tough choice for many of you because there's so many beautiful colors. So this is the pairs that we made on purpose: the metallic green and the metallic red. You can buy them in both sizes, 44 or 48. Now let's move over here. So if you want like the blue and just the pure silver, it's only in the 44 millimeter. Okay, I know you guys are going to say, why do you do this? Yes, I purposely did it to torture all of the watch enthusiasts out there, where you have to buy the whole collection basically. Okay, so I can show you the silver version, silver case, silver dial with black hands. Okay, this is black case, black movement with blue index hands and the chapter ring. So over here, we have the 48 millimeter, only done in the 48 millimeter. Silver case, or stainless steel case, silver movement, black hands, black hour index, beige chapter ring, beige leather strap. I can show it to you top and bottom. Very nicely done. And the last and the final is the stainless steel case, 48 millimeter, with the only IP blue movement in the collection. All right, so this is going to be a collection where you're going to be buying multiples, okay? It's because I did so many different variations, and you just can't, and I know a lot of guys going to come to me and say, hey, Wayne, I like this watch a lot. What color do you recommend? You know, honestly, I tell you, this collection, every single color has its own, personality. They don't look the same, yes, even though it's the same watch, because the reason why I say that is for the 48 millimeter example, right? For example, you have the blue movement, silver movement, and the black movement. So you can buy all three. One couple more things I want to mention is for the 44 millimeter, the case thickness is 13.5. Okay? For the 48 millimeter, the case thickness is 14.5. So as you can see, we're building our watches thinner and thinner than before for this particular collection. It doesn't mean the whole Aragon collection is gonna change our strategy. And last thing I want to show you, the design strategy, I should say. The last thing I want to show you is to be on my wrist. So you can see the size perspective. I'm going to put on the 44 millimeter. As you can see, I have a 6.5 inches wrist. Okay, you see how it's personal preference. I have a 6.5 inches wrist. I tell you I can wear the 44, and I can also tell you I can wear the 48, believe it or not. I'm going to put on the, I cannot even make a prediction which one is going to sell faster than the other. Look, am I right? So you look at me. I can wear the 44 and I can also wear the 48. So there's no excuse and there's not going to be any argument out there with all the guys. You might like the smaller case and some guys with small wrist might like a bigger watch. Or some guys out there with a bigger wrist, they want a smaller watch. So it's personal preference. We are making multiple sizes so everybody can enjoy an Aragon watch. And some of the watches right now we're exploring into 42 millimeter. And this is where we are going to continue to explore smaller cases, 42 millimeter. So anyway, thank you very much. I know it's a long video. I hope you enjoy everything I talk about. And I hope you like this. And one last thing I want to say is always pick up our brand new collection when we give you the when we offer you the introductory price. It's always either half, 50% off or more. And we always run them for a few weeks to a month. And once it's cut off, the price will go to the original, and then you end up buying more. So if you like our video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. And I will see you very, very soon.